Just came back from the big Android barbecue, and while it was sad to part ways with those guys, we had a blast. Hi there, Adam here. Just got back from the big Android barbecue, and I have to say I am just amazed. I got to meet people that I never thought I'd meet in my life. And the best part, XDA had this booth set up where we had a banner out and we encouraged everyone to sign their names. This thing goes on and on. You would be surprised at how many members of XDA developers showed up. Now, of course, to meet people, you actually have to go to the big Android barbecue. But today, we're going to do an XDA unboxing of the big Android barbecue. So let's get started. Now, first off, thanks to Entropy512, Sony actually hooked me up with this here smartwatch. So I recorded part of it. This is actually the first time I've ever just, used a device for a few days without actually taking it apart, I think. So let's get started on that. And here we have the startup guide, important legal information, something in Spanish, and something else in Spanish. And then here we have the smartwatch itself. Here we have the charging connector and wristband. In the bottom, we have a backing plate and charging cable. Now, the Sony smartwatch is actually designed to be a watch, but it unclips from the wrist and it runs apps. As you can see here, I'm actually displaying the camera from my phone on the smartwatch. And as Russell Hawley pointed out, one of the most important apps to have on this is the Watch It app. And what Watch It does is it actually sends all notifications from your device over to the watch. And that's pretty useful. This thing can vibrate and ring whenever you get a phone call. You know exactly what's going on if your phone's in silent mode. But anyways, enough about that. I'll be doing a developer tutorial later on how to build a smartwatch app, and will smartwatch enable a basic application. Now, the construction of this device is pretty simple. There's a ring of tape around the edge right here and some notches that kind of hold this thing in place. So what we can do is we can separate and make some room with a razor blade and just gently pry upwards. Once you get this bezel off, you can take off the screen too. This device is pretty much held together with glue, and in order to go any further than taking off the front bezel and the front piece of glass here, we will have to damage the screen, and that is not desirable at all. These teardowns that I do are designed to see what we can do inside of the device and what we can learn from it. And going any further than this, it would destroy it, which would be pretty much counterproductive. So, we'll do some more with this in the future. Now, over at the XDA booth, we were giving away these NFC tags, branded with the XDA logo and an Android on the back. Now, by default, they take you over to the xdadevelopers.com/NFC page. However, if you read through some of the things you can do, you can use a program like NFC Task Launcher, which is mentioned here, and it can script different actions for you. You can also use them to rewrite your Google profile or whatever other information you like on them. But there's also additional uses for them because they come with a hidden feature. See, inside of these tags, you can find a very, very small NFC tag. And these little tags here are extremely small. You can see that this is all that's really needed for a NFC tag. And by combining this with a Nest dock, which I received from the HTC booth, you can just stick this sticker right on here and we have an NFC dock. Now, this can be used for a music dock or just about any other feature that you can think of. And of course, this dock is NVIDIA Tegra powered. Now, HTC wasn't the only big name at that event. Cruiser Light was there, and they were giving away several cases for all sorts of different devices, just handing them out left and right. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen the stock Nexus 7 case, but that OD green color that it comes with is absolutely horrible. As you can see, this looks a whole lot better than that does. On top of that, Cruiser Light was also giving away these little socks. Now, as pointed out by Pearl Shen, a speaker at the Big Android Bbq, you can actually use these NFC tags inside of these socks so that when you put your phone in one direction, it will go into silent mode. And when you put your phone in the other direction, you can script an event to make it go into normal loudness mode. Motorola was giving away all sorts of fancy swag there. I was kind of hoping to find something cool inside of here. I picked up some of Ray Ray's rub. These were 3 for $5 at the barbecue. I'd say they're an excellent deal. They smell awesome, and I've had this stuff before. It's pretty darn good. Of course, the guys from Roots Wiki were there, and they were handing out miscellaneous stuff. You know, I think that this would be appropriate to put on this box here. And we'll talk more about this device more towards the end of the show. Of course, business cards were in no short supply. If you want to talk to someone from Anantech, talk to this guy. If you need e-cigarette juice, talk to this guy. If you want to talk to someone at Google about privacy, talk to this guy. If you need icons, the Flash does icons. He does a pretty good job. You need to talk to someone at HTC, talk to this guy. If you want to talk to someone at Samsung, talk to this guy. Of course, Cruiser Light, and they made an excellent showing. They were giving away cases left and right. And Pearl Shen. She's working on a kit for Android with the ADK, and we'll probably be featuring this sometime soon. During the pool party, everyone was drinking out of Samsung cups. Some random Sony mobile stickers. I'm not really sure I understand why this guy is dressed the way he is. For entering a contest and paying $1 for a ticket, Death Becomes You was giving away these masks. And we were playing a volleyball contest with our mobile devices that don't have storage. Russell Hawley gave away a Y drive from Kingston. This device is a network attached storage that has its own Wi-Fi hotspot and Wi-Fi client inside of it. It's a pretty neat device. Comes with a charger, has its own internal battery, and a cable. So while I was there at the Big Android Bbq, myself and Jordan Keys did a talk on exploits vulnerabilities. So this device here actually contains just about every practical vulnerability needed to root everything from Android 2.1 all the way on up to Android 4.1.1 with the exception of 2.3.6 and 2.3.7. Now I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a demonstration on how this works. And what we need is somewhere we can display text. And now when I plug this device in to the USB port, we'll see that this device connects up. You can tell it's connected by that blue light right there. And the yellow light means that it's running. The white light that you saw earlier means the device is armed and waiting for a device to connect up. You can see the status output right here. It says pushing files right now. And it's going to run several exploits on there. First off, it'll run the restore root exploit. This device is a little bit older, so it doesn't have the restore root capabilities. I would have used a newer device. However, I don't have any devices that are newer that don't have rooted kernels on them already. As you can see, it's finishing up the restore root exploit. It'll reboot the device. As you can see, it's rebooting. It says up next is the debug FS, Zerg Rush, and PS Neuter exploits. And as you can see, this green light's come on. That means this device is completely rooted. We can unplug this, and as soon as it reboots, we'll demonstrate that it's rooted. And as you can see, everything's working properly. Now the only limitation on this box is there's no exploits available for 2.3.6, 2.3.7, and 4.1.2 available yet. Also, some Samsung devices, such as the Galaxy Note 2, the Galaxy S3, completely ignore the /data/local.prop file, so that's also another limitation. However, I've got plans for the future where we will be pushing out kernels over to the device that will take care of the job. Oh, I'd also like to apologize to Chainfire because although I'm pushing out SuperSue onto this, I'm using the Super User decal. So overall, the Big Android Bbq is great. And now I've got myself the only white bordered Sony smartwatch available. Overall, I'm going to have to say it'd probably be better to wait for the next iteration when they have a replaceable battery on this device. That is not exactly what I expect to see in there. And for those of you who didn't show up to the big Android barbecue, I'm going to have to say that you missed out on one of the best times ever this year. So that's all for this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and add me to your circles on Google+. Go to plus.adamoutler.com. Until next time, hack on.